Salut, bienvenue, welcome to my channel. My name is Joe Young, and today I would like to share with you some good advice to read more books. In my last video, I shared with you some good insight about the books I read during the last 15 years, and many people ask me how you read so much book. To know, when I was a child, I really hated to read. I spent most of my time reading some mangas, some comics, and watching TV, cartoons, and the only books I really loved to read was Goosebumps. Maybe you know, it's Shadowpool in France, and it was like I really hate the books. I've learned to enjoy reading lately in my 20s when I was a student. I started reading some self-help books when I had a heartbroken and I start reading books like Tony Robbins books, and I discovered The Art of Happiness of the Dalai Lama, and it was at this time I tried to find myself, to find the purpose of my life, and I just thought it's came like this. I really start reading some books, discover some books, and lately doing an internship, I would like to become an entrepreneur. And I remember the CEO of the company where I used to be a student and an intern offer me books. Maybe you know this book. It's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it's really changed my life. And at this time, I really start enjoy reading. And as you know, I'm a French guy, and the first book I read at this time was English books because I was in my internship in Vancouver, Canada, and it naturally became a habit. So if you don't like reading, it's never too late to start to read. But here is my advices. And the last 10 years, I've read like more than thousands books, and I share a lot of books on my French channel. And when I started my first YouTube channel, it was a French channel in 2012, the first video was about books, and I've shared like more than 100 books on my French channel. And today I would like to share with you how I read so much, how it become a habit, how you can read more. Now I read like maybe 2 or 3 books a week. So if you want to read like maybe 100 books a year that can totally change your life, here are my advices. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm starting my new YouTube channel in English. As you can hear, I have a French accent, so maybe it's I have to train myself to become maybe better in English. So okay, if you want to follow me and get good advices about my experience in entrepreneurship, about learning, about productivity, about get a good life, and what I learned the past years, you can subscribe and just give me a thumb up. It's really important. So what my advice is to read more books during your year. The first advice I would like to share: don't try to read so much. I really love a quote that said, read what you love until you love reading. And this is what I've done so far. Reading was not like my passion. I have to find a meaning to love reading, to take it to an habit, to start with some books that was useful for me. So if you really want to start reading, just start with books that are meaningful for you. Books that are interested for you. Books that stimulate your mind, your soul, and really you can start with fiction, non-fiction, doesn't matter. Just start to read something you like. Just start. And if you read more of what you love, you will start to love reading. You don't have to love to read more books. But if you already love reading, but you don't have the time, I can give you some advices to get the time to read. But as you know, I don't like the expression to don't have the time. I think it's about priorities. So if you put reading into your priorities, you can find the time. So to read more books, what I do is I read the morning. When I wake up, doing my morning routine, sometimes I just take a book and read like, it could be 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. But just start your day with reading. You can have a book next to your bed and just read during the morning. And the evening, before you go to sleep, you can take a time, like it could be 30 minutes, 1 hour, just reading. Just make it an habit. Read at the same time every day. It could be the morning, the evening, the night, or it could be during your pause. Doesn't matter. Just start to make an habit and read at the same time every day. There is something that was a game changer for me. It's when I just stop scrolling on social media, just consume like low value content, like fast food content, as we say. I just start to switch from my smartphone to a Kindle. And you can have the Kindle app on your phone. You can just buy or have your Kindle and have some books on it. So when you get bored, when you have a pause, when you are going to wait somewhere, just switch from scrolling on social media to read long format books. And it really changed your life. It was one of the best advice I give to my clients when they have to do a dopamine detox, because we are addicted to low value content. We spend so much time watching useless things. So if you can just take this time to read books and go further in your book you're already reading, it could be really, really good investment. And I really love audiobooks, because when I'm driving, when I'm in the plane, when I'm doing something else like sport or other things, I really like to just listen to audiobooks. It's a good way to read more. I know it's not about reading, but it's about listening, but it's the same effect because you are listening to something useful for you. So my best advice is you can use audiobooks when you just can focus on reading because you are driving or doing sport on other things. Audiobooks is a good way to read more books. You can go on Audible, on Amazon, or you can just download some of the books and listen to them. And that was really useful for me because I have like a transportation sickness. I don't know how you say in English, but when I'm in the plane or in the car and something like this, if I don't drive, I can be sick. So if I too focus on reading when it's moving, I can be sick. So audiobooks is a good way for me to consume content without always read. So it's a good things. You can read like a lot of books, just listening to them when you are doing other things, and it's a game changer. You can really save a lot of time reading audiobooks, so it's not about just reading, it's about listening. And you don't have to finish all the book you start. Sometimes we buy some books on the Kindle, we start to listen some books, or we just buy some books, and it's not really what we expected. So sometimes I just stop reading. If at like a third of the book I don't find it useful, I just go faster. If it's not for me, if I just lose the interest, it just gave me some good value, I just stop reading. You don't have to finish all the book you start. Do you know the Japanese expression tsundoku? It's like buying more books that you have time to read. I'm the best for that. So what I do is I do like a to-read list on Amazon. It's a waiting list. And when I have to buy some books, I just take many books at the same time. I have to read them and just all the time buy new books and just get an accumulation of a lot of books I don't have time to read, because sometimes we don't know what to start. It's like Netflix. There is so much content. What we can watch tonight, we don't know. So what I do is I prioritize the books that it's in my mind now, because I have to work on maybe a skill, or I have to work on my spirituality, or I have to work on my productivity. It's just a feeling about what I want to read now. So I just don't consume books to consume books. I consume books because it's useful for me. And I read fictions too, because sometimes I don't like to stimulate too much my brain before sleeping, because it's hard to sleep when your brain starts to think too much. So sometimes at night I just read fictional books, sometimes just inspirational books about fiction, but it depends. Just really the best advice is to read what you love and make it an habit. So if you make like 1 hour, 2 hour a day reading an habit, so it could be the morning, the evening, the night. If you read more, like you switch from scrolling on social media to long format, like reading with a Kindle or your smartphone on something. When you listen to audiobooks, when you're in the car, when you are waiting somewhere, you will see you will start to read more, because like every habit, more you do it, more you want to do it, more it's like normal to your day, and you will start to get really, really good knowledge. So if you want more advices, don't forget to subscribe to this new English channel for me. I do my best to speak English. It's like I live in France, so it's really hard to me to switch from French to English to French to English. So I do my best, but it's a good exercise for me to share my knowledge with the world now, and not just the French people. So if you really find this valuable, don't forget to subscribe, to share, and give me some comments. How you read more? What's your habits? What books do you like to read? Do you want me to share some books with you? Because with my French community, I share a lot of books every day. Like more than half of the books are in English, so I could share some books with you. So if you really like it, just subscribe, and I will be very happy to share with you some new content, videos, and start this new YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy it. Just start reading. Don't forget to read what you love until you love reading. Bye-bye.